Hey doctors, Greg Friedman with Bulletproof here. Today is June 29th, 2019, and my programmer and I just finished a pretty big update that we're going to send to you in the next day or so. So before I send it to you, and I don't want to confuse anybody, I want to show you a little video of a couple of things that are changed in there and what you do about it. So first thing to do is I met up a new patient in here, Jane Doe, and when I create a new incident for this patient, make sure that when you see treating clinician that your name shows up in that box. If it doesn't, click on these little three dots on the right side there. Click on the three dots and then highlight your name and then click on the little blue line that says import selected user's information and say yes and okay. And then the name shows up. All right. And again, if you want to give that incident a description so you can identify it rather quickly, you can just type something in there. That's fine. So in this case, I'm just going to do a regular incident. All right. Here's a couple of new things from this update. So this box here says the following text is placed in the header on the upper left side will appear on each page. And then the next box says it'll appear on the right side. Now, what that's for is some of you are doing some PI or workers' comp in particular in different states around the country. And in certain states, Washington State, for example, they require for their workers' comp called L&I, they require that some information like a claim number, something like that, is in a very specific part of the note, either the upper left corner or upper right corner, something like that. So if you run into that situation, you need to put something left or right, you can just type that in there. So we can say like claim number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want it in the right corner, just type it in here, claim number A, B, C, D, E. So for those of you that don't need that, don't worry about it, just ignore it. But if you do run into a situation where there is a requirement for that, we have you covered in there. So then we hit save. All right, so now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a new visit for this new incident. Create a new visit, today's date. All right, here's a new thing that pops up. It's going to say, check to include this information in SOAP, basic intake and review of systems. The reason why we added this to the update was because, especially when you have a new incident for a patient, like a second or third or so on incident, and you need that basic information and review of systems being like, oh man, I don't want to have to do that all over again. I already had it in there. So now we're able to actually bring it over across incidences for that patient. So for the first visit, just click on both of these and then click on update selection. All right, so then let's do just a typical visit. Let's say right neck pain, 6 out of 10, 85%, gradual onset, date was today, no trauma. What makes it worse? What makes it better? Quality of pain. Radicular, no. When is it worse? Outcome questionnaires. Let's say product treatment negative. Okay, so we save that. Now let's add in, this is the first visit, first incident. All right, so let's add in here some things that we'll need to add in. So we're going to just add this one time, and then the program's going to remember it for us. All right, so let's say we got that, job description. Let's say ibuprofen for pain and inflammation. Okay, so that's it for basic info. Review of systems. Let's say we had memory loss, constipation, and osteoarthritis. Okay, that's it. All right, now we do the rest of the note, and I'm just going to skip over this stuff, right? But we get all this stuff going on there. Then we click the X and we save. Hit OK. So now we look at the SOAP note. And the SOAP note looks like this. You see in the upper left corner, claim number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the right corner, claim number A, B, C, D, E. So whatever you need to do for that is fine. All right, so here we have our first visit information. Then we've got all this, the basic information from the paperwork that the patient filled out ahead of time. Okay, all that. Review of systems also from that. So that comes up in that first visit. All right, so let's get out of that. And now let's create a new visit. All right, and now this is going to come up. All right. Do we want to add the basic information review of system to the second visit? Well, no, we don't need it for that one. So just leave them unchecked and then click on update. Now that's going to come up every visit. It just takes you like a half a second to check that box that says update. All right. So don't check anything. And you'll notice that there's no little I in these boxes. Remember that, no little I. And I'll show you what that means later. So let's say we do all this other stuff and we exit. All right. We create a SOAP note. And you see that the basic information and review system did not appear in the SOAP note. Okay, so that's good. Now we exit out of there. Let's do a new visit. And let's say we do a visit like in a couple of weeks and maybe do a re-exam. And this is why it could be kind of important, especially the review of systems. If you're doing a re-exam, depending on what code you want to build, the review of system can play into that a bit. So let's say we want to do a review of systems on that, and we check that box, click update selection, and now we see the little I showing up at review of systems. That means that there's information back in there. We don't have to do anything else. Do our regular SOAP note here. And then let's create the SOAP note. So now we do the SOAP note, and now you see the review of system shows up, but the basic information didn't, which is exactly what we told the program to do. Okay, that's cool. Now watch this. Okay, let's say we create a new incident. All right, and let's say we date this July 4th. Okay, and we save that, and we create a first visit for that. Watch what's going to happen. Okay, it's going to ask us about this. Let's say this is a new incident. We want this information to come in there. We check off both boxes, click on update selection, and now you see the little I's in there. So now we do our regular stuff. So let's do a quick little visit here. All right, rest, quality, dull, not ridiculous, doesn't matter, time of day. Outcome questionnaire is 42. Negative prior treatment. Okay, we do that. We do all this other stuff. Click on assessment, plan, exit, say yes to save, and now do the SOAP note. Watch this. Okay, so we do the SOAP note and watch what happens. All that information that we just checked the box, bring it on over, that basic information and the review system comes over automatically. And it took us a half a second to click on the box like that. Nice, right? Okay, that was really cool. So I hope you like that. Should be nice and efficient, especially for multiple incidences. Next time you talk to my programmer, Daniela, make sure you give her a big thank you for that because that was a really good one. All right? So if you have any questions, doctors, feel free to shoot me an email at Dr. Greg, spelled DRGREGG, at thebulletproofchiro.com. Until next time, see you later.